Alrighty. Think we're looking good. We are appearing to be live. Let's load up our multi-stream chat. Pouring ourselves our tasty beverage for the evening. Well, not the only one. Got a bottle of it, and I would like to have a couple of them throughout the night. So, let me get my heart rate monitor on, just so we can see. And load up our one. There we go. Connected. Perfect. Oh crap. I forgot to add something, didn't I? You know what, we don't need the thing just yet. Let's do without. I'll power it off. Save a bit of battery charge on it. And we're going to just kick right in. So, I've been doing, obviously playing a little bit of off-stream and all, but we're going back to Streamlands, which is our go-to world. So, in we go to Streamlands. Let's move this chat over to here. And there we go. And have that like that. Let's shrink this a little bit so I can see. Yep, there we go. All our ones together. Right. So, last time we had set all of these things up. These are the things that we're going to be making some resources. We've got our logistics going. We've got a little bit of work to do moving stuff across, but we now have automated power. So, currently at the moment we have access to 60 and 30, 90 copper, not copper, 90 coal per minute, which is enough to run 6 power plants, 6 coal-fired power plants. Or we could run 2, and on top of the 2 we could be doing maybe excuse me, maybe on top of the 2 we could be doing something like, I don't know, 60 steel per minute, because we have, well, no, we're working towards basic steel production. It'll take us a while to get to it, but we will get to it eventually. So we're going to do a little bit of just checking to see what all we've got over here. You can see we still got those gas pillars up there, which I don't know how much help those are going to be once we get rid of them. There's bound to be something in there, like I imagine the gas mask is yeah, we'll need like a gas mask or something. Hello there, Misha Formalyov. I have probably butchered the pronunciation there, but hello. Ooh, thank you very much for that follow. Muy apreciado. Let's go ahead and grab these here. Are you a fan of Subnautica? That is the ultimate question, because we are playing a hell of a lot of it at the minute. Well, no, we played a hell of a lot of it last week. Wait, did I call this Subnautica? Satisfactory. I don't know what my brain is currently doing. We need to get all these resources to move across to our new base, which we're setting up closer to the coal supply. So we need a lot of plates. Do we have constructors for that kind of thing? I don't know if we actually do. We also could do with upgrading these to something a little bit better. These resources, once they eventually move down, will be stored, and we can set up our concrete construction all the way down. So that'll be something very important for us. If we can get concrete automated out, and God, I hate the sound of this keyboard sometimes, making that really high-pitched beep. Sort of, yeah, you can hear it. It's a little bit irritating. I think possibly, maybe, I need to look at a keyboard that's not going to have that, or I could probably actually just fix it myself. Stop the keys from being so loud. I mean, I've got a bloody 3D printer, so I'm sure I could print something out that does a replacement. You have cats. Very nice. We are a dog household here. We've just got the one dog, but my other half has a sister who has a cat. I don't know why I said it that weird way. 4 cats? That's a fair number of them. Cats I quite like. Cats are nice. Well, no, I quite like cats when they're affectionate. Cats a lot of the time are not, however, affectionate. They can sometimes be little dickheads. Sometimes. Not always, but enough times that they're known for it. You are going to be iron plates. And you are also going to be iron plates. We're going to load you and you into there. You can extend to here. And you are going to feed into that. And to this. What's our power usage like? Our consumption's at 17.4. Our max can go up to 117. But fortunately, we're nowhere near that. So we can go ahead and get a few more constructors on the go. So that we can have a lot of iron ingots being turned into iron plates. We're going to need a lot of this. You used to have 9? I mean, 9 cats, like, it's one of those things. Does 9 cats not get a little bit, you know, smelly? Would that not be a thing? Like, having 9 cats in a single household? That, to me, like... You know, 1 can sometimes get a little bit sort of... I can't imagine what 9 would be like. Right, so we've got all of those bits of coal going into there. We've got these things loading in. Wait, are you doing... You're doing iron rods. Oh, and you're doing screws. Okay. So we've got a few things going. Alright. That's not the worst. You clean the kitty litter. Yeah, but even still, like, just the... Cats sometimes have a smell to them, you know? Oh, that's one of the other things I need to check. I was playing offline with a couple of mates. Yes, no. Default and keep equipment. Those were the things. So now we still do have to worry about the things. We're possibly going to come up against some creatures that your cat might not have been a fan of. I can't remember if we have arachnophobia filter on or not. I don't think we do. But we may get to see pictures of a cute cat. So that's maybe something that's going to be of interest to you. Yep, these here are the things. Let's go ahead and... Where is it? Arachnophobia mode. Apply and confirm. There we go. They meow. They meow. I mean, obviously it's horrible because you're having to, like, cattle prod a cat. And it's making meowing sounds at you. So, obviously, terrible, dreadful, all of those things. But, if you're an arachnophobe, then at that point... Oh, you like spiders? We'll try and see whether or not we can get this last one then to look a little bit more spidery for you. They're not quite spiders, but they're insectine enough. Yeah. I'm not massive on spiders. Spiders creep the absolute hell out of me, if I'm being entirely honest with you. See, I've got a brother who lives in Australia. He's told me horror stories. He's told me about times where, like, when he was out in Australia, there was one of the times he went to sleep in the middle of the night, thinking it's like, okay, we're going to sleep. This will be nice and relaxing, get a good night's sleep. And I woke up and it must have been cold or something, because for some reason, one of the huntsman spider one of the huntsman spiders, you know, the ones that are the size of a dinner plate, that sort of thing, it needed the warmth. So it decided the safest place for warmth was to lie on top of my brother's face over his mouth. Ah, Estonia. I used to actually have, I know a couple of ones from Estonia. Some very lovely people from there. And actually I used to know someone who actually worked in Estonia as like a international, like, I can't remember what the thing is, like foreign press or something. Used to work there and basically handle this, like, okay, so there's this here thing that's happening, so they would spend a good bit of time just sort of getting the hang of what all was in the news cycles so that they could report what they needed to report and all. Oh no, that spitter's mad at me. I need it to not be mad at me. Oh boy, you're rapid fire. Oh boy. Okay, crap. Alright. So this thing is not very accurate. We can sort of bait it into attacking these little bits. Okay, we've got an... Okay, there was a voice. Okay, yeah, the Mercer spheres, if I remember right, try to tell you, hey, pick me up. Whoop, jump across to here. We'll wait for our health to replenish to the 3 bar. Once it's at 3 bar, we'll try and make our way through again and see what we get. These guys are pretty dangerous, and I shouldn't be fighting them using the opening thing, but we managed it in the end. See, I'm fine with trying to take these things on. It's the giant spider creatures that I can't get the timing of properly.
Attention.
So they'll wipe me without a doubt. You know what I could do, however? I could look at setting a miner up there on that concrete thing, and that might actually be very good for me. So we need to expand this bit by bit. We're going to need a lot of concrete to do so. This is getting all of those things. So yeah, rotors are something else we need. We need iron rods and we need screws to make rotors. And that will help us out a good bit. So let's jump across to here. How much do we have in terms of... Okay, so we could make... It requires 3 reinforced plates and 12 rods. And we need how many? We need 50 of those. That's a lot. That is a lot, for sure. Okay. I think that's going to be part of the manual setup that we have to do. But we've got a lot of reinforced plates coming out, so we could look at on top of the on top of it producing screws and all, we could have it potentially feed the stuff we need for routers and start making the stuff we need for reinforced iron plates. This would be nice if we could get it to work. We just deconstructed, or like gave away, donated, researched, whatever you called it. Researched all those things. And we need 4 rotors. We need 4 rotors so that we can make a thing. Oh, we got 103 of those. And we got a crap ton of screws. So what we can do, you need to head to sleep. Not a bother at all. I will be, hopefully, seeing you on the morrow, where we're going to be doing... It's not going to be satisfactory. Tomorrow is Tamriel Tuesdays, where we're going to be going through Oblivion. Where our challenge is, we're not allowed to do any of the fighting ourselves. We're only allowed to use summons, mercenaries, enrage, cam, all that kind of stuff. But we're not allowed to deal damage to anyone's health, their magicka, or their fatigue by ourselves. We have to rely on other people to do that. So, rotors, where are you? We can make 52. Okay. Good chunk of ones. Alright. Well, I suppose if we can make this up, there's nothing to say we can't set this to automate while we go and do our stuff. So we'll have this do all of the stuff up here. We'll set it up so that it can start making rotors, and we'll need 122 of those. It's going to be able to make, what, 20 per minute or something? Probably not even that. It's probably nowhere near that, in fact. But we're going to build it over on this side so we can have this feed the screws in automatically. Okay, that's not going to work quite. Oh no. Okay, so I need to expand this just a little bit. Just like 2 over. And then that'll give me enough room for it. So, production, assembler, up you down to there. You are connecting to here, and you'll connect to that. Then we build that. Nope, we won't, not until we get more iron plates, so let's go and grab these. A lot of them. Let's get more plates on the go. The plates are going to be our rare ones. So, there we go. Put all of these plates. And you. And you. There we go. So that'll continue doing its thing. We then just set this up so it's got as many of the resources we need it to as we want. So, rotors, yes. You're only going to make 4 per minute. That's wild. So that's going to be 40, right, you consume 20 per minute, 10 minutes, so that's going to make 40. Okay. Not great from a resource potential kind of thing. But in 10 minutes time, we're going to have 40 rotors. So while that's doing that thing, we can go doing a little bit of exploring and see if we can find maybe like a... What could we use? We could use a hard drive. A hard drive would be very important to have, actually. Because we might be able to get something like a more efficient rotors, maybe. Or we could potentially get the stuff we need for... Maybe that's something we should do. Have this start harvesting. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to have this start harvesting the coal, which it will then feed into a storage container here. So at that point, you know, we can just have it constantly pulling resources and we will be nice and happy. It'll do 60 per minute, so if we're away for 10 minutes, that's 600 coal. That's a good chunk of change. Special, we need an equipment workbench. So let's pop you down here. Hello. Grab 2 of these, in fact, because we can also get the limestone quarry up above sorted. So, production miner. We've got enough to build 2 of these. And yep, there we go. That's that deployed like that. Fair, you'll go on to there. And then you will just set use a straight angle to go to there. Now, I want this power line connecting to there. What is this doing for a power supply now? Or power drain, rather. Okay, so we are pulling resources. Nope. Shiza. Okay. Oh, Tiger's Den. Thank you very much for the raid. All your plates are belong to us. Well then, boy, do I have something for you. I'm going to show you my horrendously inefficient one, but thank you very much for the raid, Tiger's Den. How are you going? How are you doing? How was your stream? Hopefully it was nice and uneventful for you. Mine, on the other hand, has been very much, the fuse has blown. But thank you very much for the welcome. I am, as you can probably guess, not very good at this game. I'm very early game. I've only been playing it for... I want to say about 2 weeks now, probably, is as long as I've been playing this. But if all the plates are belong to us, then at that point, hopefully, I'll be able to impress you, at least to a little degree. Yes, we're having to manually feed them and all at the minute, but we've just moved our stuff. I am having fun with it. It's actually far more fun than I expected it to be. I mean, I know I like logistics things and all, but the whole exploration, the trying to find hard drives, all that kind of stuff, I'm really enjoying. The only thing I wish I could say is that coal was a more abundant resource. You know, at the moment we're just working off of one coal refinery because, frankly, I don't know why. Why am I only running off one? Do I have what I need to construct another? I need reinforced plates, I need rotors. So the rotors part I can get, and the reinforced plates I should have plenty of stuff for this. Rotors, we've got, yes, and now we have... This is going to be enough, so potentially what we need to do is take this and have this split. We also need to split our pipeline, so we're... Yes, we're running a great risk here, but where is our... There's water extractor. Logistics. Okay, so pipeline junction. Let's put one here, and pipeline, you're going to run to here, and you're going to run to there. We need to set up another reactor, which will give us enough power that we can hopefully not keep losing power over stupid stuff. And I say hopefully because it's still entirely possible that we're going to keep losing power to stupid stuff, because I am not a logistician and I don't have Microsoft Excel open. So, you know, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But how was your stream anyway? Hopefully you had yourself a lovely little time playing through it. Are you end game level or something? Like how far along have you brought your stuff? I'm presuming, I mean, 31 viewers, I'm hoping it's going to be something along the lines you're going to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, I do alright. I've got like a couple of nuclear power plants or something. But also, no shame if you don't have nuclear power plants. Although it is an essential transitory stage towards renewable. Phase 4 was just done. Ooh, very nice. So you're in for a good little treat. I've slightly spoiled things for myself a little bit, going through the wiki and everything, just because I am very big as a numbers guy. Like in my day-to-day job, I'm an analyst, so obviously that means there's a lot of looking at numbers and Excel sheets and all that kind of stuff. So when I find out that was something in here, it's a shame I can't reverse this so that the coal goes in. Let's have the water go into there. Can I get you to connect to there? Okay, you'll do. We need the water outlet first because I don't want anything. Oh no. Sorry, that was very much a no-no. I don't like that angle, so we're going to not do that. Okay, I guess we're going to have to do it like this here, and then we're going to have this go like this. Let's do that. And obviously our base looks absolutely hideous, but my main thing is, can we get it to be somewhat efficient first? So the coal is going to feed into this here. We're consuming 45 per minute. You are generating 120 per minute. Lovely. So that should mean our capacity is now 150 megawatts. Do I want a Lake 2 tool used constantly for planning? I do like the sound of that. I'm very much someone who likes being able to sort of functional first, then you fix things. Exactly, you know? At the end of the day, we started off just using sticks with rocks on them. You know? Oh, crap, sorry, there's a link prohibit thing on. Crap, sorry about that. You could, even if you just say the name of it, then at that point I can save a wee note to actually go through to it. How are we doing for our power? Okay, we've got 300 coal going. We're using this here so that we can... Stats bloke. Sorry. I'm hoping Stats bloke is... I don't think that's the name of bot. But yeah, I wouldn't say that trying to help is causing trouble. I would say that's, you know, being very nice. Being very, very helpful, for lack of a better word. I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to blame it on the Blue Wicked, even though it's not the Blue Wicked. It's actually just the fact that I'm a bit of an idiot. You can confirm Stats is indeed human. I mean, with a name like Stats, it's kind of a difficult one. It's the same as if someone ever reaches out to you and says, it's like, oh, hey, have you met my buddy, definitely a human, 34624? And you're just like, that name is so human. I love it. Nitrogen gas pure. If it was methane gas pure, then at that point, that would probably look a little bit more like me. My partner would probably laugh at that joke. No, she'd probably say, too real. Yeah. I Dutch oven sometimes. Not deliberately, you know. I don't know why I'm telling the internet that I'm farting. I mean, I'm not currently. I am not at this time. But I can confirm, at some point, probably this evening, because I'm drinking a carbonated beverage, probably it will happen. And then at that point, the dog will, for some reason, the dog will want to go to sleep in our bed. And will lie underneath the covers, right in the danger zone. Right in the danger zone. Sometimes we'll actually curl up between, like, whoever's in the bed, between their legs. And it's just like, my buddy, you're not as effective a cork as you think you are. And I will not be held responsible if you are in any way rendered unconscious by the force of what you're about to experience. But thank you very much for the follow there, Stats Bloke, as well. Greatly appreciated, muy apreciado, or as they say in Ireland, I mean, it doesn't mean much appreciated or anything, but it does mean thank you when you say Garmai Agat. So, if anyone ever says to you, Giatich, Kajay Marthatu, you would just say it's like, Tommy Gamoy Garmai Agat. And if someone wanted to ask, like, what your name is, this is the interesting thing. In formal Irish, you would say something more along the lines of, instead of saying, you could say the informal Ismisha, so I would be like Ismisha Mark, or rather in Asquelica, it would be Ismisha Marcus, or if you wanted to do the formal one, you would be Marcus Antonium Ataorum, which just means Mark is the name attached to me. So Antonium Ataorum is my name. So you would say, ooh, lovely stuff, thank you very much, that's going to be very helpful, I imagine. I am at a seminar tomorrow, and if it gets really fucking boring, which it's probably not going to, like, I work in like music publishing and everything, so a lot of the time it's actually very interesting, but if it does get really boring, then at that point it may end up being open the laptop, do a little bit of Excel, because I don't know any other ones who are working or like who are heading to this conference tomorrow. Usually if I did know the ones, then at that point it'd be a case of, it's like, hey, so in between seminars, do you want to sit and grab a beer? But there are some very interesting ones on tomorrow, and then some less interesting ones. There's one that's like, there's a few seminars, some of them are talking about sort of like AI legislation and all, because they're talking about, I mean, I don't know like how much you follow it, because you probably actually have a whole pile of AI limiters in your factory construction and all. But if you don't use AI limiters, then at that point you maybe follow the stuff of like generative AI, being able to use like artwork and music and videos and everything, which is generated without a human component. So there is a lot of work going on at the moment to sort of deduce who owns what when it comes to that. Like, what share of that belongs to a human being? Whoop. Okay, so that's... Whoop. You can hear the dog getting rattled up in the background. Is that going to come back on land? You know what? We're going to let it do its thing, and we are going to do our thing. So there, we got those. We'll grab the plates, grab... Ooh, steel pipes. We can use those for research and everything. Copper sheets is all we require for this. That's a very healthy trade. I will take that.
Damaged hard drive recovered.
So, like that. More steel pipes. We've got over 200 of them. That is incredible. And I don't even know what the hell that is. A stator? What the hell is a stator? Is that like the static part of a motor or something? Oh, there you are. Hey. So, while you're going... Try and stay on top of that as much as possible. It is pretty handy. Like, there are a lot of ones that are sitting there saying stuff about, like, AI, like, oh, you're not doing something if you use AI. And it's like, AI as a tool for assisting with stuff has been actually on the go for quite a number of years. Like, there's a plugin, I like playing music every now and then. Like a guitar, bass, doing a little bit of vocals and everything. But part of that is mixing. And there is a really effective tool for mixing. Well, actually, I say A. There are a number of different tools that you can use that use AI to actually generate a proper mix for it. It doesn't always work the best way for some stuff. Like me, for example, whenever I'm playing music, sometimes I would like playing blues or something. Sometimes I would like playing maybe a little bit of sort of like extreme metal or something. You know, the kind of stuff where you've got 8 strings and you only use one. That kind of vibe. Other times it would be a case of it's just like, yeah, let's just try a little bit of acoustic stuff. It handles poppy sort of stuff really well. It handles blues and rock kind of okay. But some of the stuff for mixing metal, whenever you're trying to get that sort of Meshuggah-y, genty tone out of it, or if you like a sort of Viljarta, or even Fit for a King, Jesus Piece, Ginger, Sepultura, those sort of things, it's a little bit more difficult to achieve some of those effects. Oh boy, that doesn't have the thing around it. That area is dangerous because of those pillars, but it doesn't actually show you the danger zone. So I guess we're going to have to take that up with Kenny Loggins. Okay, so we're starting to approach towards the end of a threshold, or the end of a threshold, like the end of a biome, I guess, is it? I would say this is probably the outskirts of a biome or something. So we're maybe going to find a few different grumpy things that really don't like us in this sort of area. But the main thing is, can we find some useful stuff? I will happily accept... Did you guys just spawn in directly in front of me? Because I will not stand for people just exploiting the laws of causality and all of that. Okay, you're down. Where's the other fellow gone? There you are. I'm a matador. El matador. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca de cerveza? That means, where is the library of beer? I mean, you shouldn't actually have a library of beer, you should have a museo de cerveza. I also don't know how to speak Spanish, don't know why I'm telling you that. I've taught you how to speak one line of Irish, and here is me sitting saying, it's like, oh yeah, I could be a language tutor, couldn't I? Yeah. I barely remember Irish. I just remember I did it for my GCSEs because I thought it's like, once it's done, I'll never need to remember it again. And I did that because I thought no one's ever going to be talking to me in German either. So that's really, really helpful. And now, quite often, I will receive emails in German. And they're not spam, and they're not claiming to be a Nigerian prince or anything. I am genuinely receiving work emails in German that quite often I'm just like, I need to look up what this means as a direct translation, and then I need to figure out what the hell this could possibly mean within some kind of like work capacity. Because yeah, you never want to end up on the wrong side of any kind of German legislation or something. They're like a nice airtight contract sort of thing. Not that I'm involved with the contract side of anything, I'm just like, you know, yeah, we'll get that all out of the way. I will look at it and see, do I need more information from you? If not, happy days. I will just say, go do your thing. We're happy enough here. Hey, Black Eye Fly. I am enjoying Satisfactory quite immensely. It's got me wanting to learn how to be more efficient with a lot of my resources. Because currently, I am horrendously inefficient with a lot of them. I don't know how the hell long it's going to take me to get, like, all of the coal I need smelted into steel and then into all these different things. It's going to take a long, long time, and 300 hours and you're still terrible. That makes me feel immensely better. I'm not going to lie to you. It makes me feel immensely good about the fact that, you know, you must be enjoying it still to get to 300 hours in the game and still feel like you're terrible. You know, it's one of those things. I haven't even finished the first Resident Evil game from years and years ago because of the fact that I was terrible at it and didn't enjoy it. I'm enjoying this despite being terrible at it, so that's a really good sign. And we just found a power slug. I like this. Sorted. We got that bridge going over there. So what's our map look like currently? Oh, we did a nice little circumnavigation, didn't we? Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, I think we're safe enough that we should be able to go back to the main base. Or, not the main base. Our latest rendition of it, I suppose. Looking for anything specific? Or exploring general? Just exploring in general. I've barely seen the world. Apparently, I've seen a good bit of that, so I'm wondering, is this... If I go far enough that way, do I come out that way? If so, what's to stop me building an ocean base and becoming a mad scientist? I mean, I don't know what my field of mad scientist would be. That's, I suppose... You know the way some mad scientists are just like, I want to be a geneticist that is not bound by human morality. Or someone will just be like, I want to find a way to create renewable energy using corpses. I think for me, I don't even know what my field would be. I'd just be like, I want to find a way to make the perfect song. So perfect that probably, do I want spoilers or backseat gaming? So like spoilers, if it's like a story related spoiler or something, then at that point probably not. If it's just about like sort of resources or stuff, then at that point I have found Sam ore in my offline playthrough, which I was just doing. I found it, researched it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. But I've never gotten past tier 3. Or like the complete phase 2 thing. Never gotten past that sort of thing. If it's in terms of 2 to 3 fresh starts before you get to understanding ratios, planning belts and such. Efficiency is built. Pretty and fun as with vehicles. I do like the sound of that. James Bond would stop me if I set up as a mad scientist in a sub-ocean base. That is not true, Canberra. That is not true. James Bond would not stop me simply for the fact that I have played copious amounts of Subnautica, and I did not get stopped once. Not a single time was I ever stopped. I mean, I suppose you could say I was a pretty decent mad scientist. Okay, we've got a lot of those going. We're going to take these iron rods and plonk them straight into there. So we got these here, routers on the go. We can also afford to set up another couple of things over here. So let's set up another assembler, which we're going to use, because now we have the power lines for it, don't we? I mean, our max consumption is 104 and our capacity is 150. Yes! Was I doing evil science? I was doing some pretty evil science. I had cuttlefish eggs and I wasn't breeding the cuttlefishes. That's pretty evil. So I would say there was a good bit of evil going on. Do I know zip mode? If you mean whoop, yes I do. I didn't for the first significant length of time, and that was incredibly embarrassing, but now I know all about it, and I absolutely love it. This here, so what have we got you feeding? You've got all of these things. You have iron ore from conveyor belts. Okay, so these, I would say, are ready. If all this iron ore is ready to go into places, what we need to have this doing is splitting out here. So we need to merge this and then split it, do we? Or do we just go like that? No, we should have it split. So logistics, let's do 2 splitters. One of you is going here, and then you'll feed those 2. One of you is going there. So, you feed that into that, you feed that into that, you into there, and you round into there. You are going to come out and go to there, and you are going to come out and go to there. They are very unpleasant to look at. But what odds? I thought we had multiple of these things that had... Did I only have one? Those processing? I think I might only have had one. Okay, well that wasn't what I wanted to do. You are being very inefficient right now. Let's get you, load you into there. Will this work? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Nicely done. Get that going. So, these should be generating how many? So you'll do 20 per minute using 30 iron per minute. So we've got 20, 20, 20, 20. We've got 80 plates being made at a time now. And then we've got all of these iron rods being constructed. Then we've also got all the screws off the back of it. So yeah, I like this. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. So let's see, our thing, we need MAMs, meaning we need, yep, we've got the wire we can make into the thing, so we can make our research terminal all the way back at our hub over here. Our hub is eventually going to be much like our space elevator in an ocean base, because why would we not? You know, an ocean base is a very nice thing to have. So, I mean, land is just, you know, land is just so boring. In my opinion, you know, you're free to disagree if you like. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. He says very snarkily. Okay, so we can make 55 of those. And where was our thing? Modular frames. Okay, so we need iron for that. We need another 28 reinforced plates. That's how many we need. And cable. That was it. I should probably start using the to-do list function far more often, considering the fact that there are times where I start making my other half like a cup of chai latte or something, just using the wee velvetizer, and then I will start the process and forget that I have started using one. Oh, I can rescan this. Copper router. Ooh. I like this. I like this. We're going to select that. So our other hard drive, we're going to scan this, and that'll be nice for us. So in 10 minutes, that'll be ready. We should have another whole crap ton of coal ready over there. But now, we have a use for copper. Because copper before now was pretty goddamn useless. But it's going to require 52 screws, so we need to be making 13 iron rods worth of screws every minute. Let's see how many is getting consumed by this. You're making 40 per minute. I'm thinking I need to research the power slug thing so that we can get you working a little bit more efficiently. If we can bring you to 60 per minute, at that point we're working without a deficit. So yeah, maybe an idea. On the other hand, these here things, ooh, let's get you going. No, you're not going to make this. You are going to be making copper sheets. And we're loading you up with 100 of those. And then this here. So are you just... Yeah, you're just iron going into there at the minute. We can take all of this stuff and pull it out. We'll load up the wire. We don't need the pipes and all. And then we can just do a store all just to quick stack. You have a whole pile of crap. Copper ore, let's take that for sure. So that we can load all the copper ore into there. And we should have enough iron plates. There we go. We've got loads of these here. We can use these for making... Nope, we need concrete and iron rods. So let's get some of that, shall we? This, yes, and then we'll get some of these things. Blueprints is one that I'm very excited to see in a while. I won't lie to you on that one. Blueprints I would like to be able to do just for the fact that I can... Apparently you can like, can you zoop blueprints or something? Because if you can zoop blueprints, then at that point I can make a really efficient like extension onto a base really easily. Glass 1 down, glass 2 in we go. Can't zoop. Placing them one by one still's awesome. It's a shame you can't zoop them, but I kind of understand that would probably be a little too easy. It's Blue Wicked, by the way. It is 4%. Apparently this contains caffeine, and supposedly it's also mixed fruit flavored. It is an alcoholic malt-based premix. It is one of the things that I, at the office parties and everything, routinely used to not even stick. They just used to be very confused because I would be at the office party and everything and goes like, I want to head outside for a smoke. And I would head outside and I would have a Blue Wicked or I would have a Smirnoff Ice or something that they were sitting thinking is like, oh, big sort of... a little unusual seeing a grown man drinking that because toxic masculinity and everything. Then they'd walk out and I would have like a proper like Cuban cigar and an Alco Pop. So if anyone ever tells you you can't enjoy something, just tell that person, fuck you, I'm gonna enjoy it anyway. That is how we should be living our lives. Not bowing to those who say, beer is all a man should drink, whiskey is all a man should drink. You drink whatever the fuck you want to drink, regardless of who you are, provided you're the legal age too, of course. Don't be giving your baby whiskey in their bottle. Although, didn't that used to be a thing? Like, it wasn't whiskey in the bottle, but like, if a child was teething or something, didn't they used to go, it's like, okay, so we're gonna, like, put a little bit of whiskey in the gums or something? And it was just like, yeah, that was a different time. I mean, hell, I remember I have had pints of Guinness in my life. I shit you not, I have had worse pints of Guinness poured for me in pubs than I have from some ones who used to be nurses. Because, genuinely, in the UK, it used to be that if you had really low iron levels or something, and you couldn't have solid foods, the NHS used to give you a pint of Guinness, because Guinness was actually really, really healthy. You know, obviously it's not as healthy as like eating a balanced diet or anything, but genuinely you used to be able to get Guinness on the NHS. Because they were like, they need the calories, they need the iron, they need the vitamins and the protein and everything. And Guinness was better than a lot of the concoctions that they could have artificially. So it was like, yeah. So if anyone ever sees you a pint of Guinness and is sitting complaining about the fact that you're drinking a pint of Guinness, you just remind them that if it was good enough for the NHS way back when, it's probably good enough for you. My brain just has random facts in it, by the way, in case you're wondering. Lots of shit floating around in there, and I don't like sitting in silence all that much. Silence is not my favorite genre of music, so I'd rather talk idly about lots of stuff. But hey, if you want different voices as well, if you do get tired of, you know, the Northern Irish kind of voice, and you're like, okay, I want to hear what the game would sound like if the voice from Doom was trying to tell you about things, then at that point, you know, it can be like,
those that tasted the iron plates were like, we need a pure iron deposit. It's very inefficient right now, the way we have our builds running. So, not a big fan.
I like doing voices in case it wasn't obvious. Voices or, you know, just anything silly and fun to do. So we've got all this stuff up here. We've got the copper, which is going to be very useful. Let's grab a bunch of that copper and take it back to base. Let's sort this, and we can have copper going into a smelter. Whoop, there we go. Lovely. We've got these assemblers, which we could dismantle. Ooh, you had iron plates. As did you. So let's head down these here, back to the base. We've got some of our resources. We probably could have spent a little bit more time figuring out what we were going to construct our belts to be like. Oh wait, yeah, our secondary belt here we're not using at all. We should be exploiting this more than we currently are. So, what goes on to the second belt? Currently, nothing. You... Yeah, I know, it's... We got a bit of clipping going on, which is not ideal. But we can still try and do it, you know. I don't like stuff clipping over itself, but it's a necessary evil sometimes. You know, it'll work first, it'll look pretty after. That's our priority. We make it work, and then we make it look good. Oh, what the hell? Hang on. I just realized it didn't actually update my thing, my overlay thing. For some reason it was sitting saying no data on the latest tipper. Obviously, I haven't set up a tipping thing, because I don't want people to tip. The way I've mixed items on one belt kind of horrifies you. Yes, this is all for the purpose of getting everything from point A to point B. I do understand, like, a lot of people have said the exact same thing to me. They're just like, hey, Reaper, about that mixed belt, fuck you. You know, so it's like, yeah, I completely sympathize, I understand. I do want to eventually split it so that it won't be as horrifying. But it's going to take us a little bit of time to get to that point, sadly. We're dealing with a lot of stupidity backlogs, I guess is the best way to describe it. Potentially it's going to be one of those things that maybe in between this week and next week, maybe what I'm going to try and do is take a wee note of what all we've got researched and just start from the start. Go back to it and see what we can get. So we've got these here, lovely. And then we can load this into here and you will feed into there. Nope, we're going to need more plates. Lovely. Sorted. That'll work for that. We need to build a storage container. And this storage container is all going to be about copper ore. So let's load all of that into there. All of you go into there. And that will have a little bit of a pipeline going, at least. So, copper sheets, we can switch over to our alternate recipe now and start saving those rods. Ooh. Oh, okay, hang on. One wee second. One little second here. You into there. You're gonna be copper rotors. That's what you're gonna be. So we're gonna load all of that into there. And then in this, where we have all of these iron ingots, we're loading all of these and we're moving these across the way. They're going to go into general storage. Copper, on the other hand, is going to all go into there. So our iron, can we clear? We can't even clear a single inventory slot out of that. Right, copper ingots and copper ore and all. Okay, that's unfortunate. We don't really have that many currently. Let's get that loaded off. And load up this. Damn it. It had that problem going. So this should load you up now. You're going to continue making screws, and that'll be lovely. And this will continue making rotors at a more efficient rate than it was before. So we're good. We are obviously not very good, but we're good. We can have a smelter. Ooh. Give me some of those iron rods back, in fact. Let's do a smelter and a storage container. And you are going to feed into there. Runs right through the thing. Very unfortunate. But we do, as I say, many times, what we can. That'll go into there. It's going to leave a dismantle crate? No, it's not. Lovely. Storage container into here. You feed into that. And where's our copper ore? There we go. Lovely. So, it's kind of working. You, we can dismantle, and we can dismantle that. You, we can take the copper ore back off that. And we can load it all into these here things. So, copper ore, yes, we've got all of those, and we're going to load our ingots into there. Why did I just pick that coal up? Can't say I know why. So, into here, you are completely loaded. You are also completely loaded. Damn it, we're full up on coal for our inputs. Not exactly what you want it. Well, it's not a bad thing to have as a problem. Oh no, I have access to too many resources too efficiently. Yeah, hardly what I would describe as a heartbreaking problem. Uh-oh. We're gonna snooze a little ad break. Twitch just popped up a notification saying it's like, oh, we're going to display an ad break coming up shortly. No, not right now, you're not. You're going to just kind of hold off on that for a few minutes. So, nope, that's not the right thing. There it is. There's the man. So, this here, bolted frame, which is 3 plates and 56, can only be produced in an assembler. Let's see how that compares to a single modular frame. Ooh. Slightly less efficient, in fact. And I'm not particularly impressed with the fused wire, so let's Oh, that's nice. Copper wire is so easy to make. That's fantastic, we're doing this. Stitched iron plate is too good. That's reinforced iron plates, we get 3 of them for 20 wire and 10 plates. Oh, we're going to be able to make a crap ton of those really easily now. So yes, that was a good hard drive. That was a very good hard drive. We've now... Copper is starting to be useful now. Which I didn't expect I was going to say. Well, let's go steal a bunch of the rotors. And see what we've got. Whoop. Bounce up. Got 30 of them. Yeah, let's load those in. And the screws are going to be the other thing. So the screws we can move 60 per minute. Alright, so we are eventually going to run out, sadly. But I think we've got how many rotors now? We've got 5 there. So the others must be located in here. Not this little bit, but in here. What have we got? That's rotors. Iron ore and everything. That's not ideal. What happened? All of my rotors. Oh. I was an idiot, that's what happened. Yeah, we've got lots of those. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, screws. That's the other thing that was meant to be. Any alt recipe that lets you replace screws with something else is probably pretty good. I do thoroughly believe that. Absolutely, I believe that. So we've got that 5.625 per minute. Wire is just so easy to get as well. Because wire we can construct 20 of per minute. And that thing will use, like, what? 100 per minute at the max. Recipes with screws easily get bottlenecked by conveyor belts. Yes. But also, one of the things that I'm liking is the fact that once we have access to, like, the stitched plates, we can set that up as a permanent thing, and then we can replace all of our conveyor belts with Mark IIs eventually. And that will work. So we've got those loaded. We can go ahead and construct a bunch of them. The screws part will be allocated to the thing, and then iron rods are the other thing we need. We're going to need a lot of iron rods. So let's get to work on those. I think we've got a... All of our ones are currently working on plates, I want to say. Yep, you're working on plates. No longer. Iron rods. Iron rods. So, if we go to here, can we... Nope. You're going to load up with that, and you're going to load up with this. It'll at least get our inventory cleared a little bit. Oh, that's what's happening. It's trying to load iron ingots. Okay, yeah. That'll be why. All the iron ore. Big problem there. Yeah. Not very efficient. We'll load this into here. So at least it's going to have to do all those things. That's why you get horrified by the mixed belts and plates and all. Yeah. I could do with more storage containers and probably splitting this. Eventually, apparently, you can get smart splitters. And smart splitters sounds like a really, really healthy idea. So I'm very on board for that. We got the plates, we got the concrete. Ooh, check that. And this. Yes, please. We'll grab this and these. Those and these. So, over to here. We can go ahead and load this up with all of these. So this is still using a bunch of screws. There we go. That's what we needed for that. And stitched iron plate. Should we? We're gonna need a good number of them. Let's find out just what we need. Where did I put our crafting bench? I probably put it back on land, didn't I? It was probably a big goofball, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Big goofball who placed their thing back on land. Let's see how many we can construct out of the modular frames now. And maybe we'll be able to get a foundry up and running. If we can get a foundry up and running, we can start working on steel. If we get steel operational, I think conveyor belt 3 uses steel beams or something. Which would be very, very nice, because that would also speed up our ability to run around like some kind of idiot. I don't have the stuff I need for that. That's a shame. Modular frame, I need. So I've got 24 modular frames. I'm going to need 50 times. I'm going to need 600 iron rods. That's a lot of iron rods. So I guess the ad break is going to start in like 20 seconds apparently. So I guess when it starts in 20 seconds, we'll be working a little bit on our iron rods and we'll be able to make a few modular frames. Ad break starts in... unless of course you have like Twitch Turbo or something, at which point you're probably not going to notice the ad breaks. Oh wait. 3 gives 2. So I need to construct this 25 times. So I need 300. 300 iron rods and 75 reinforced steel plates. Yes, that'll work. I can work with that. I could also start smelting the caterium. Caterium... Yeah, while we're waiting for stuff to finish up, we'll smelt a bunch of caterium. Because the ad break is still going, apparently, or something. It's not telling me how long until everything comes back, but when it does come back... Oh, there we go. Ad break in progress now. Let's use the time while an ad is running on Twitch, because if you disable it, it still doesn't matter all that much. Let's get the caterium done, and then we'll look at our research and all of those different things. We don't even need biomass anymore, as I think of it. But potentially, you can use biomass for research. So let's see. Let's see just what we can actually do with it. Sulfur is something as well we could use for research. We've researched gunpowder. What else can we get out of it? Right, so this caterium. Yep, caterium ingot. Let's research that. Lovely. That'll open that up. That requires 100
Research completed.
Caterium wire.
Unlocked. New Caterium research available.
That is that. Oh, mycelia. We need 10 fabric and 50 cable. 10 fabric, 50 cable. Alright. So fabric requires 5 biomass. And mycelia. Very unfortunate that we were out of that. But we should be able to get some just from our chainsaw, which uses solid biofuel. Stinger protein, we'll get a bunch of this here, just so we've got lots of alien biomass. And that'll hopefully kill it. Yeah, so we've got a couple of minutes, well, 1 minute until it's back from the ad rec thing. Pyro shard we could do. What other research can we do? Pyro slugs, what do you require? You require just a pyro core. Alrighty then. I'll give you a pyro core for that research. So now, under pyro slugs, we can go ahead, start the research on this. The yellow pyro slug, we need 25 rotors and 100 cables. Nutrients, we need
power shards can now be
Y for all of those things.
And output speed.
Caterium is sorted. Alien technology.
Note, power consumption of overclocked
We need
buildings
10
increases exponentially.
reanimated SAM or something. Don't quite know. Let's look at sulfur. Novelist detonator requires 50, 100, and 200. So what goes into that? How did I... Okay, so you have to be able to click on it and then it'll work. Right, this smokeless powder requires black powder, which is made up of 1 coal and 1 sulfur. So I could make 50 of that if I had 50 sulfur, because the 50 coal will be easy to do. Alright. We've got ideas. So that's something at least. But let's load those in. We need iron rods. We need the rods of God, which is not actually a thing. Although it was talked about briefly for a period of time. I actually remember reading about it in, I think it was BBC Focus magazine years ago. Because I used to, like, my dad was an engineer, so at that point, lots of the time we had science and, like, How It Works magazine, things like that. Which was really, really helpful for all kinds of different things. Have you run out of plates? You have, but you've given us these. And we need to go ahead and grab... I was an idiot, wasn't I? I didn't clear the obstruction. Yep, the obstruction went uncleared. I'm an idiot. Ooh, lots of reinforced iron plates though. I like those. Let's grab some iron ingots while we're here. And we're gonna use these iron ingots to load into all these reactors. You can start outputting. You can start outputting. You get rid of that with the blockage. You get rid of that with the blockage. You and you are good. So are we good? Yes, we are. We're in a nice healthy spot now. Let's load that in, and that, and those. And now for the others, we'll just load these directly in at source, as opposed to net receipts. For those of you that do accountancy, it's a little accountancy joke for you there. And if you don't do accountancy, good. Continue being smart. Accountants are very smart people, but dear God, working with numbers all day will affect your sanity. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. So you have got 12 rotors here. Lovely. We can now set this up for stitched iron plates. You're no longer running this. You're going to run wire. And the wire, you're going to split. So you have an output here. You feed into there. You feed to here. And then you will go around the way to there. So you head out to here. Load this up. We're making 30 per minute. How much do you consume per minute? 37.5. So if I had 75 going, I would be able to... Oh, that's nice. So if I reduce this to 82%, and if you were on 82% as well, well, obviously, like, it's, you know, I would need to be producing 60 per minute as I realize things, which currently I'm not. But still, you can type math expressions into clock speed, like 100 divided by 3. Oh! Oh! I did not know you could do the different things. I know there is the thing that if you do like the quick search and you do like 952 divided by 3, then at that point it'll tell you. So I do know about the quick search one. I didn't know you could actually use the formula, like set an input formula. That will potentially be very helpful down the line. Yeah, I like the sound of that. What have we got here? We'll take these, and we can take these. So we have 18 that are constructed. We use 12 for everything, so that's going to give us another, if we get 5 more, another 18, and we need another 32. So 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 times 12 is going to be 192 we're going to need for the things. What I'm going to do is head over and construct these ones while we wait for them to load up the rest of it. So that'll be some kind of a small mercy. And it'll be very nice and helpful and happy and all of those things. So we can bounce down here. Or not even bounce, we're sliding. You are going to be... Oh yeah, I could make a like 80 iron rods here. So I need 192. Then from that, we can make our... So 180 and 192. Lovely. This will take a little bit to make these, but the fact that we can still make these by hand is very helpful. I do think between this week and next week I'm going to try and find a little bit of time so I can start the world over and make a more efficient layout for things. It'll be a good way for us to go about doing things. So, yeah. I think this area, I like this area a lot. What I would like to have is, I know there are pure iron deposits up above. I would like to be exploiting those and some of the copper, which would then give us the opportunity to set this up as our base, I guess. The only difficulty is going to be potentially I might not get the research I like, but maybe what I do is off-stream, I just connect the stuff up anyway. Let's get these. Hey, basic steel production is ready to rock.
Milestone reached.
So,
Coal and
we can
iron
set up a
be
foundry
combined in the
now.
foundry to start steel
No, we
production.
can't.
Project part number 2.
We need
the versatile
120
framework can
iron
be created
rods
via automation
to make
out of
these
crafting bench.
things here.
Delivering these to the space elevator
And
is
that will
essential
give
if
us
we are
what we
going to
need
complete phase 2 of project assembly
to
and
load
save the
the
day.
iron ore in.
Fix it, and humanity is relying on you.
Crap on a cracker. That's basically what I'm feeling right now. Crap on a cracker. So this will continue loading these. You've got 44 for me. That's something at least. You've got 44. Let's grab this and we'll grab this. So we've got 90. We need only 60 in fact. So we're good there. Alright. Yeah. I'm thinking potentially next, like between this week and next week, I'll spend a little bit of time at the weekend. Probably not on Friday. Kaino, the grind does not. If the grind ever stops, then how do you ever expect the rocks to be crushed into the necessary rock dust that will be used for constructing all of these nice things? How are you doing, Kaino? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. How's life treating you? How's life, love, the pursuit of happiness, all those other things? Because I'm hoping all of them are going very well for you. For those that don't already know, this is Kaino. Kaino is a wonderful human being and an incredibly entertaining streamer as well. I am doing very well. I have not the day off tomorrow. It's not a day off, but it's a day where I'm going to a few seminars in the field in which I work. One of which is quite an interesting one because it's talking about composition for films and all. I need iron plates, damn it. I'm talking about... Oh, no. I'm talking about you. For those that don't know, Kaino, lovely person. It is very exciting to me because one of them is on film composition. Like composing scores for films. So I'm hoping he's going to have some really fantastic ideas about here's how you should be using things like legato and portamento and everything, because I've been trying for ages to get the hang of using VSTs. I have Contact and a good number of libraries for it. I've been trying to find a way to get a really nice violin sound that has that really high rising strike to it that you would see, and I guess the closest I would say is at the like Cleric Beast or Bloodborne or something. The songs from that there have a really fantastic vibe to them, and they actually use some of those different things. I am just a really big fan of horror movie compositions, horror game scores, all that kind of stuff. And Bloodborne, to me, is still the best horror movie score that there is. Also, I don't know if you know this, Kaino. You possibly don't, but you might be excited to know, in fact. They recently released on Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, all of the different ones. I recommend not using Spotify personally because they kind of fucked producers in the US over by, like, there's a whole thing about bundling. I'm not going to tell you they're a shitty company for doing these things, but I am going to tell you it does raise some questions about the ethics of how they like paid out their music, basically. There's a little bit of a problem going on there because they have bundled sales. And bundled sales sound fantastic up until the point where you realize, nope, bundled sales will make it so that composers get a lower share than they used to. Okay, we've got a lot of coal going in. We need to set up iron to go into it. So that's something we need to do. We need iron ore, but we currently don't have iron ore because our pipelines are basically shite. So let's try and rectify that. Let's get this here running over here. I am having a great time with this game. It's very enjoyable, just being able to sit back and go, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna play this game and just switch the brain off, have a nice little time trying to figure out mathematical puzzles. Because this game is basically math, the game. And, you know, that may sound incredibly sad to a great number of people. To me, I enjoy it. Given the fact you could even ask the other half, beautiful smile. Oh, you charmer, you. You charmer. What are you after? Yeah, there was, the other night, so we were watching Richard Hammond's workshop in bed, because I don't know if I've bragged about this enough, but I will never stop bragging about it. I hooked up the projector with the Amazon Fire Stick. So the Amazon Fire Stick runs into the projector, and the projector I set up a mount for, so it's on the headboard of the bed. So in the evening, if it's really cold, and we're like, it's really cold, and we don't want to heat the whole house, so instead, why don't we just heat the room? So we go into the room, and we can just sit and work on our laptops in bed. I'll be working on like overlays or this or that or some kind of silly thing. And the other half will be working on her research papers. You know, she'll be maybe looking at, evaluating data, all of these kinds of things. Really important stuff, because like her field is, like she works in like blood cancer research. So that's one thing I definitely don't brag enough about, is her research. Like her research is genuinely miraculous. It is absolutely spectacular what she does for her work, for her job, all of that kind of stuff. She is working on trying to make things better for people who are dealing with horrible, horrible diseases, like leukemia, lymphoma, blood cancers, acute myeloid lymphomas, all these things. So obviously she has an incredible amount of brain power. I have the ability to hook up a projector to a headboard. So I guess that's, you know, clearly my contribution to humanity's future. Very important stuff to be able to do that there. Whoop. Hey, okay, that's online again. Let's hit that up. They'll write books about me. My hope is they won't, you know. If they write books about me, then at that point I think they have run out of interesting topics to discuss. I don't want to be famous around the world. I want to be famous just for the people I work with. Not even famous. I just want them to say, it's like, oh yeah, if Mark was ever fired, we would probably be mildly upset. You know, not that I'm planning on ever doing anything fireable. I would like to not be fired, in fact. That would be a wonderful, wonderful thing for me. Just being able to continue doing the work that I enjoy doing for as long as possible. But I understand that may just be a greedy thing to a great many people. Oh, let's get this. This game is not even all that complex. It may seem very complex, but all I am currently doing in this game is setting up a conveyor belt system that is taking the resources from my old base all the way over to my new base. So we've got like all this here, which is iron ore. And we're going to take all of this, as much as we can, and we're going to run it over to our foundry. It's a long way. It is a long way. They have a thing in this called a dimensional storage uploader or something, I think it is. And I've not heard anyone say anything about a dimensional storage downloader. Apparently it just means you can have multiple stacks of things in your personal inventory. You can pull from at any time. But I would very much like them to add some kind of a downloader thing so I can skip out on having all these and instead have it so I construct a resource hub where all of the stuff gets processed and uploaded, and then I can have it wirelessly go to another region where it will be downloaded for processing. You know, because at the minute, like the whole, oh, you can download only thing, You say, Little Brain, but if I'm not mistaken, you worked in software. And software is a field that many people will joke about. It's like, oh, well, you know, the smartest thing you can do as a software dev is not go into software dev. And it's just like, it's a little bit like when you hear people saying, it's like, oh yeah, like, I'm a PhD student. The smartest people never go for a PhD because they realize how stupid and stressful it is. And it's like, no, going for a PhD sounds pretty friggin' smart. Getting a PhD sounds pretty friggin' smart as well. How are we looking on our plates? We got these here, and we could load more of these in. And we're out of those as well. So we currently have a pause on those. We need the iron plates back. That was the thing we need. Forgot that part. So let's grab these, and we're going to use them for loading up our stuff. Iron plates are essential. They really are, you know. You don't want to be trying to eat off like a fine china or something. No, you want an iron plate. You don't, like, the number of them you require compared to other resources. I think screws are the only other thing where I've been like, oh yeah, I don't have enough screws. Iron plates, on the other hand, I'm constantly going, need more. I really need more. So yeah, it's going to be a tricky one for sure, but we will continue to do what we can. So currently the resources haven't made their way as far as here yet, and they're probably not going to be here anytime soon. Stamina's insane. Oh yes, one of the people pointed out that you're basically playing this like Jason Brody in Far Cry, which, as soon as they said it, I remembered it was like, oh yeah, I did spend half my time in Far Cry sliding about. The way I viewed this was a little bit more like SR50 in like Doom and Quake, where you had the like diagonal movement that you did. We got this. Keep on going with this. And this will head over to Kiar. So, yep, we're not going to get all that far. Am I excited for Dark Ages? Oh, Doom the Dark Ages? I genuinely don't actually know if I am. Because I have still yet to beat, or no, I've beaten Doom Eternal. I just didn't enjoy Doom Eternal, I guess, was the major sin I committed. It was pretty enjoyable. To some degree, but not the most. You know, I was more a fan of Doom 2016. Doom Eternal for me was more like, how would I describe Doom Eternal? You know, in in some series where they're just like, okay, so to be able to be good at the next version in the series, you need to be a god at the first version. Yeah, I was not the god at Doom 2016. I beat it on Nightmare. I didn't beat it on Ultra Nightmare. I don't know anyone who beat it on Ultra Nightmare. And anyone that did was probably lying to me. I don't entirely believe them on that. But for those that did manage to go through, like, Doom 2016, it felt more fun. Even there was an achievement on the Xbox, probably on the Steam version 2 or something, for completing the first mission on Ultra Nightmare. And even that first mission on Ultra Nightmare was viewed as like a, oh yeah, no, that's a straight no. And it's like, but like, that was just one mission. And it's like, oh yeah, but there's an imp close to the end that will probably wipe the fucking floor with you. So it's like, yep, not ideal. Miner Mark II could extract 120 per minute. So maybe, for that there, we could get... What about logistics? You're 200, 400, 200. Maybe. Blueprints. Oh, this is the thing people have been talking about. Or the expanded power infrastructure. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. We're going to load up with these things. We're going to need rotors and modular frames. But we're actually possibly going to, because I have to be up, so I need to be at the seminar quite early in the morning, meaning I need to be in the office even earlier to do a little bit. Oh, this gets me 3 per 3. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. Yeah, so I need to be at the office early in the morning, so I'm possibly going to wrap it up now. But hey, Black Eye Fly, thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Muy apreciado. We are going to have a look and see who is live playing what, so that we can head on over to it. There is... who's on? Ooh, Edge of Mythology. Edge of Mythology? Edge of Mythology. Major Foley is playing it. There we go. I managed to say the words in the correct order. So, let's do a little raid on Major Foley. Good bud who is playing some very enjoyable games. Very nice calm one. If you like things like Warhammer and all, then you'll probably enjoy some of his stuff. I will be back on tomorrow for a longer stream where we're going to be doing a little bit more Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Wednesday, we're going to be painting some more Warhammer, so... ta-da! This is where I store all of my Warhammer crap. And tomorrow night, we're going to paint what? Who should we paint tomorrow night? You know what? I had such a good time a few weeks ago painting my old-fashioned Death Guard. Lovely old-fashioned Death Guard fella with the green poxy flames and everything. So, what we're going to do on Wednesday, we're going to paint his other buddy, who is even cuter because he's got a nurgling on his shoulder hanging on. So we're going to paint that on Wednesday. Nice little spiky boy, and get that a bit more out of the way. So, meantime, take care of yourselves. I don't have anything we really could say to Foley. What do we say when we raid? You know what I think we say? I think we say, have a nice evening. I think that's a good wee raid message. As you can tell, I'm not creative. I am a painter and a musician, but that doesn't mean I'm creative. Meantime, take care. Thank you very much for the raid again, Tiger's Den. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for all the help from yourself, Stats, Black Eye, Tilted Head. Thank yous for the follows and everything. I will be back on tomorrow with Elder Scrolls, Wednesday with Warhammer, Friday with Silent Hill in the evening, and with COD Black Ops 6 in the afternoon, where we're going to go through zombies. Or, if you prefer stuff a little bit more ARPG, on Saturday I will be starting a Cypher Pata only run, so holy damage fist only, on Elden Ring. So that's going to be one that's going to be very, very frickin' tricky. Like, very tricky / difficult to do. Meantime, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful evening. Hopefully, you'll enjoy Foley as well. Take care, and have a great night.